This story today is about the widow. It means no husband, so she had no way of owning property. She's probably old because her husband probably old and died, so she probably couldn't work too much anyway. She's probably not strong enough, right? It's probably not going to get married again. So she's stuck. She has limited income. She has limited life. A long time ago, women didn't have much power. They couldn't own much. But Jesus, he's watching people put in money for the offerings for the church. And he sees the woman come by, and she had 2 pennies. Not much. Drop them in. And Jesus like, oh. And the disciples were like, that woman didn't give much, like 2 pennies. Everybody was dropping in, lots more money than her. And Jesus said, no. She gave everything she had. She couldn't even eat lunch that day. She had given away all that she had. And so the point here is what? What's God asking? God wants your whole heart. God wants your whole mind. And actually, God wants your wallet too. He wants your wallet to support his church, to support his work, to make sure that the gospel, to make sure that baptism, to make sure the Lord's Supper happens, to make sure preaching of the word happens. How much of us give our all? How much? I got to say, no, not me. How many people have I seen give everything they had? No. She gave everything she had. She couldn't even eat lunch that day or dinner or whatever it was, the next meal. She gave everything she had. Nothing left. She doesn't have a house. She doesn't have many clothes hung up in the closet. Apparently, she doesn't have any children left. She's a widow. She's all alone. But she trusts God. Imagine that. She trusts God and she gives every last penny that she has. Now that's faith. Now that's dependence. Now that's trust. And that's why Jesus, he is awestruck. He's like, wow, did you see that? And the disciples, they're worried about the amount. It's 2 pennies. But Jesus, he's worried about the heart. It's the whole heart. It's the confidence of God. It's the mind that trusts in God. He sees that and he says, wow. He wants all people to depend on him that way. That's a problem for us because we depend on money. We depend on our jobs. We depend on other things other than God. She followed the first commandment. She trusted God with all of her mind, with all of her strength, with all of her heart, with all of her soul, with everything. And that's a problem for us because we worship idols. We want to follow other things that we think are important. Job, house, wife, children. No. In the end, who supports us? In the end, who's successful? It's God. And she knew that. Maybe recently because her husband died. And she was so happy that she knew she was going to meet her husband in heaven. She trusted God. She don't care if she dies. She don't care what happens to her. She's trusting in the Lord. He'll take care of business. She was willing to give her all. Even to us, not much, but to her, everything. Are you going to give everything to God? Are you going to trust in him? Are you going to look to him alone? Or are you going to trust in something else? Money, it runs out. Other things run out. God never runs out. She trusted in God. He will never run out.